Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about what Earth was like before human impact. So let's get started. So before humans started impacting the Earth's systems, Earth functioned without human influence for millions and millions of years. Even back then, climate and ecosystems were shaped by natural forces. If we study what the Earth was like before human impact, this can offer us a baseline for understanding the changes that we're seeing today through human impact. So, what was the pre Anthropocene Earth like? When we say pre Anthropocene, we're talking about the Earth before large scale human activity. Back then, the Earth was shaped by volcanic activity, which also shaped our atmosphere and even our lithosphere through magma and solid crust formation. Back then, our climate was also shaped through shifts in how the Earth moved. For instance, the Earth's orbit, the shape of the orbit changes over time, for a long period of time. Sometimes it's more circular and sometimes it's more oval shaped or elliptical. Naturally, the Earth's tilt, the angle in which the Earth's tilt also changes, as well as the direction of that tilt, what we call orbital precision. So these changes have affected the climate of the Earth throughout time before humans even existed. Solar cycles, such as the sunspot cycles, also have impacted the Earth's climate. For instance, the spots on the sun, mm, um, that we see are also cyclic, and this scientists believe that this may have also impacted how much solar energy was received by the Earth and our interglacial and glacial cycles. Biodiversity and climate back then also changed slowly over millennia. Now we're seeing very rapid changes. So the Earth used to regulate itself. It was a self regulated system through feedback loops to maintain stability. Carbon and water cycles naturally operated. Ecosystems adapted to changes in these cycles over a long period of time rather than abruptly. So things were moving at its own pace. They were very slow, which contrasts from what we're experiencing today with these sudden shifts that we're causing through our human activities. What are some lessons that we can learn from these past climate shifts? Well, we see from studying our past climate that the Earth has always warmed and cooled before, but these shifts were much slower and less intense. We've always experienced interglacial and glacial events, but these ice ages and warm periods came over thousands of years. The shifts in the climate that we're seeing today due to human impacts are more sudden, more abrupt, happening over decades. Back then, even if there were lots of these shifts in climates and even these sudden shifts such as mass extinctions or slower shifts such as interglacial and glacial periods, we had a high biodiversity, meaning there were lots of organisms, different types of organisms that existed even before we existed. And because we had such a high biodiversity, our Earth system or our biosphere could recover from these shocks, but this recovery took millions of years. It wasn't that rapid, and these changes that we're causing to our Earth today due to human impacts, it may or may not recover. And even if we do recover to a neutral state, it will also take millions of years. What was our planet like without human pressures? Well, back then there was no fossil fuel emissions, no deforestation, no plastic pollution. We had natural carbon sinks that remain intact. Our carbon cycled naturally throughout our Earth systems, and our ecosystems processes followed their own place. It was more a pace. It was slower and not rapid. Why does this history matter? Well, studying what our Earth was like and how it operated back then gives us a reference point for Earth's natural state. And this helps us understand how much humans have altered the system today. This shows what balance looked like without human interference so that we can see what changes that we are causing today and how it may impact our systems globally, and whether our system, the Earth systems, can recover from these changes that we're making and how long it may take to recover if it does. And that's it. Thank you.